Before Google, search had drawers. In Brussels, a red query card entered a paper machine built to find any published work using people, numbers, and patients alone. The emergency was abundant. Century printing created more books, journals, proceedings, and pamphlets than any scholar could personally track, so knowledge became plentiful while finding it turned costly. In 1895, Belgian lawyers Paul Otlet and Henri Fontaine proposed an indecently calm response: list every publication in the world, then keep the list searchable. Their repertory was not a library containing every book. It was a map of publications recording what existed, who made it, what concerned it, and where copies could be found. The humble card did the clever part. Unlike a bound catalogue, one record could be inserted, corrected, copied, or moved without reprinting every entry that came before it. Even the rectangle was standardized, 12.5 by 7.5 centimeters, close to 3 by 5 inches, with each bibliographic detail assigned a dependable position. Otlet and Fontaine adapted Melville Dewey's decimal classification, then expanded it into a language designed to describe relationships between subjects. Numbers could cross languages more easily than chosen keywords. A French, Japanese, or Spanish cataloger might disagree over words, yet still file related works beside the same numerical neighborhood. This was never merely Belgian stationery. Librarians and bibliographers across countries supplied records, turning the repertory into a distributed project whose physical center happened to be Brussels. By 1897, the repertory held roughly 1.5 million records. The red card now entered a catalogue growing faster than a comfortable person could count. The system answered two basic questions: what had a particular author produced, and which works concerned a specific subject. Separate paths through the drawers made both searches possible. Ask for an author and the clerks followed names. Ask about a subject and they followed classification, moving the same query card through a completely different architecture of drawers. Digits combined with relation marks for place, time, form, and connection, allowing one compact address to express a subject no single shelf label anticipated. In other words, it behaved less like a bookshelf and more as a query language. The card did not merely sit somewhere, its notation described why it belonged there. The catalogue also held files for periodicals, book titles, libraries, correspondence, and administration. Universal systems have a habit of discovering that everything eventually needs its own drawer. Each new drawer made retrieval richer and maintenance heavier. The machine improved by accumulating exceptions, which is a respectable way for elegant systems to become very literal furniture. A search was therefore a performance. A question had to be interpreted, translated into classification, walked to the correct cabinets, and converted back into useful references for a person. The answer was not instantaneous, but the logic feels familiar. Normalize the request, match structured records, rank a useful set, then return pointers instead of the entire work. In 1920, the collections and organizations occupied the Palais Mondial in Brussels, roughly 100 rooms devoted to making the world's knowledge physically navigable for anyone. By the middle 1930s, the repertory contained about 18 million cards, laid in one continuous line. The conceptual elegance now had a very literal storage problem for paper. New publications had to be described, duplicate records checked, classification decisions made, cards copied, and every single physical branch kept in order. Move one cabinet, lose one sequence, or stop updating one subject, and the interface quietly decayed beyond repair. Paper remembers perfectly only when people remember the paper. The dream was universal coverage, but universality is not a finish line. It is a subscription to permanent incompleteness charged in staff, rooms, copying, and political goodwill. The surprising failure was not poor retrieval. It was fully successful searching at a scale whose human maintenance, physical transport, and institutional support could never become invisible. In 1934, the Belgian government closed the Palais Mondial. The collections became inaccessible there, at least temporarily, while Otlet continued parts of the work from home. That closure exposed the real dependency. The catalogue looked like an information machine, yet its processor was an institution, its electricity was funding, and its memory required caretakers. The drawers survived in fragments and eventually reached the Mundaneum Museum in Mons. UNESCO added the repertory to its Memory of the World Register in 2013. UNESCO describes it as an early model of a search engine. That comparison works best as function, not ancestry. Structured records reliably turned questions into retrievable references. Its deeper legacy is the boring machinery modern search still needs: standardized metadata, shared vocabulary, stable identifiers, relationships between subjects, and relentless maintenance behind a simple box. So the paper search engine did not disappear. The drawers vanished from the interface, the red query card became a search field, and the patient organizing moved behind it. This was the lost interface, the systems we forgot, and the world they made possible. Subscribe, and next week we will open another drawer.